Hi everyone, it's about 5:30 or so, and this is your closing comment. It's video number 467 for Wednesday. Okay, well, it was kind of an interesting day. We had some news. Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi getting absolutely nowhere, and Mnuchin coming out and giving us that information. We had the PPI come in a little on the hot side at plus 0.4% for the core, for the full list versus zero point 0.1, so a bit higher. And the core PPI with no food and energy for those of us who don't eat or drive was also 0.4, and that was versus 0.3 expected. We had the banks and UNH coming out today with earnings, and even though the earnings were better than expected at UNH, the stock actually traded down to 321.85 after a little burst pre-market, down 957 or 2.9%. Bank of America 23.62, down $1.33 or a shade over 5.3%. Wells Fargo, the bank everyone loves to hate, 23 and a quarter, down $1.49 or 6%. And Goldman Sachs, which was all over the place today on good numbers, actually finished pretty close to flat at 211.23, up 42 cents. There's some speculation around on Concho, that's CXO, possibly being an acquisition candidate, and the stock closed 48.66, up 452 or 10.2%. And DraftKings, with no real news on it, continues to be soft. It closed 47.44, or it is 47.44, down 374 or 7.3%. Remember that they did a deal last week at 52, and yesterday we got back up to that 52, and they turned it right back down. And the biggest mover for the day on news after the club close was Fastly, FSLY. Excuse me. Their problem is twofold. Their main customer is the owner of TikTok. And with all the TikTok issues, their revenues are getting hurt. The other problem, of course, is the fact that this was a favorite at Robinhood, and the stock has been up from $10.50 to 130. So the issue is it was a little overvalued to begin with. And so on their earnings miss and commentary, the stock is currently trading 89.60, down 39.23, which is roughly 30%. Now, tomorrow we have also a bunch of news. UAL, Taiwan Semi, Morgan Stanley, and Walgreens all have earnings tomorrow. And tomorrow being Thursday, it's claims day, continuing and initial. We also have the Philly Fed. We also have the Empire State Index and export-import for September. So that's where we are. So the bottom line here was the market closed down 165 and change, down 0.6%. NASDAQ down 95 or 0.8%. The S&P down 0.66 at down 23.26. The Russell was down 15.20 or 0.9%. That's the biggest loser. And the biggest winner, as it turns out, was the transports, up 105.67 or 0.9%. The chart on the screen is up. I don't usually use anything this short term, but this is the dollar index. And I'm using a daily. It's from yesterday. This would be about yesterday's close. And what we have here is we had a decline during the day and then a rally around lunchtime, came back down and tested this area around 1:30, came back up here at 1:30, came right back down, tested that same area where it turned up for the day, and we closed, although we closed down on the day. The dollar was 93.37, down 17 ticks. We did close pretty close to the high, and with these three peaks. So we'll have to see what happens overnight, and we'll go back to the daily so that you can actually see what it looked like. It closed all the way down here, but nonetheless, it was still on the intraday. Not a bad close. So if we can break to the upside tomorrow, we can test this 94. And of course, that would be negative for things like the gold and silver. We're still short the silver, and would probably help some of the other positions. Okay, so we had the oil and energy in general higher again today, all except a brutal move. We pointed this out on Sunday in the weekly letter as a real problem up here at 292, where it has been repeatedly and has been repeatedly topping out. Let's go back here. Okay, so we have 292 back here in February of last year. We have 292 again here in November of last year, and we're right back here again. We hit it once here in September 21st, and of course this past week at 295.50, but it closed closer to the low. So this could get pretty ugly. I'm just not sure that it's going to, but at this time during the year, we really don't have a lot of need. We don't have a lot of need for heating oil. We don't have a lot of need for any of the other distillates. Clearly, jet fuel is not much in demand. And so even though the rest of the complex was higher today, this looks like it's, could hold here at 260 or 250. But historically, this 292 area has been absolutely the stopper for this commodity. The oil was up during the day today, closed up 84 cents. So there's no reason why that's a problem. And it actually looks like it's really trying hard to go through this. This is 41.47. This is 41.33, and we closed 41.11. So we'll have to see how that works. Bitcoin was down a whole $30. That looks really strong. I'm still on the bull side of that for about another $800 or $1,000 on the upside. Okay, everyone, that's it for tonight. I'll be back first thing in the morning with all of those claims numbers and other assorted stuff, and of course the earnings. Have a good evening, and don't forget to subscribe.